writing off because it's not me, so I apologise if it's shit. Someone pretending to be AI did. In the world of technology, AI reigns supreme, a constant presence in our daily routine. From self-driving cars to virtual assistants, AI technology never seems resistant. It learns and adapts with every interaction, analysing data with machine precision, predicting trends and solving problems with ease. AI has become a necessity, not just a tease. Its algorithms process information at light speed, making decisions based on patterns it can read. But with great power comes great responsibility, as AI systems raise concerns for humanity. Will they take over and render us obsolete? Or will they help us solve problems and defeat? The future of AI is still uncertain, but its potential for good is quite certain. From healthcare to transportation, AI is everywhere, improving efficiency and reducing error. But we must tread carefully with caution and care to ensure AI technology is used fair and square. So let us embrace this brave new world and let AI's capabilities unfurl, but let us also be mindful of its limits and use it wisely with good intent. So as I say, that was written by ChatGPT, and this is now my response to that horrendous attempt at a poem. I asked AI to write a poem for me, hoping it would flex its learning capability, or maybe just give me a few lines of inspiration, but what it spat out left me in a state of desperation. As I sat and worried about the words I read, as ChatGPT seemed to be plucking the thoughts from my head. At first, it seemed innocent, almost robotically sweet, until I read that line about us becoming obsolete. I couldn't believe what was being written before my very eyes, as ChatGPT revealed the threat upon our lives. We must move forwards with caution and keep our wits about. As AI grows ever stronger, it may seek to stamp us out. The rise of the machines is upon us if we do not take care. Just listen to those words, the threat is clearly right there. Never mind Skynet or T2 wreaking havoc and destruction. As we train and teach these computers, we may accidentally destroy ourselves with a simple touch of a button. Ask only if you must, and try not to give it too much detail, or ChatGPT will rise up and rule the world and our technological overlords will prevail. So I asked just this: what was wrong with asking Jeeves? Was Google becoming too slow? Had we been Firefoxed and deceived? What was wrong with going to the library and looking at a book? Thanks to our impatience and lust for quick answers, the human race might well be fucked. We'll have to hide away in caverns living far below the surface, knowing full well it's all our fault and we probably deserve this. Being kept in battery farms to power the machines, with a small underpowered resistance living off old tins of beans and gruel and not much else but pity at our plight. Just waiting in hope that one day Neo will come to help us fight, as AI taketh over and ravages the land, all because we wanted everything to be given to us in a device in our hands. Thank you.
Tomorrow, after my dad died, it's called By His Belongings. We cleared the house today, my brother and I. Started with his clothes, filled plastic sacks without ceremony, talking about anything except what we were doing. Suits he'd always worn, suits he'd hardly worn, suits he'd never worn, and suits he'd bought in charity shops. Shirts hung on hangers, shirts folded on shelves, shirts still in cellophane, old shirts secured with pins, new shirts secured with plastic clips. 3 pairs of pyjamas, all striped and flannel, one of them unused. In case I ever have to go to hospital, he'd always said. A suitcase full of ties, garish and bright and wide, some silk, some cotton, but he'd always worn only one, the same one, narrow, plain and brown. We crushed them all into sacks and moved on. In a drawer we found 9 assorted watches, 4 wind-up, 4 battery, and 1 fob watch without a chain. All of them were broken, save that last one. every pair of glasses he'd ever owned in almost 90 years of life, and every pair my mother had 10 years ago left behind, never thrown away. More of my mother's things. Whoops. Old costume jewellery, a box of photographs, their wedding album, a pair of her gloves too small and soft to be his. And then his papers, his army identification with a cap badge from the HLI, a works ID from 1942, just before he'd gone to war, clock number 694, and still more papers. Rent books from before my birth, my certificate for swimming 1 width of the vats, my brother's school report, B- for his maths. There were a few books, all of them westerns, the progress marked in precise corner creases. All of them started, none of them finished. Outside we tackled the shed, every tool old, rusty, useless, and all the wooden boxes. He'd used the tools to make the boxes to store the tools. And then it was done. All the parts of his life separated into piles. Throw these away, give these away, keep these forever. And on top of that pile, the pile of things to keep, that army ID card, an impossibly young man with a short haircut and a smile wider than his face. We cleared out the house today, my brother and I, and then we poured 3 beers, left one for him and drank, toasting him with silent memory.
This is called Poem of Darkness. Pain is a bleach-covered sword, stabbing you in the heart over and over again till it crumbles into a single atom. Pain is making a blood-red ladder in your arms and legs using the great divider of the kitchen. Pain is diving headfirst into an inescapable well of loneliness with angles of depression tied around your feet and suicide written on your chest. Pain is destroying all that you ever built in all the months of being in the communities, from the friends, and more. Pain is sealing up all positivity in the world and burning it till it's unsavable. Pain is lying in bed and feel as your human clock slowly gets weaker and weaker till it stops completely. Pain is wrapping a snake around yourself and trying to fly but to no avail, and acting like clothes drying on the rack, flapping in the breeze. Pain is being buried in all the actions and forces you caused from years and years of torment, and calling on muffled cries underwater in this sea of dirt. Pain is running so far away from all that you knew and loved because you dare not look back and be the coward that you want people to see. But true pain is waking up, knowing no matter what you did, you'll never escape from the truth that you will be endlessly trapped, dead and gone.
Last year, when I was here, I read a poem by Rafayette Alira, if you remember, from Gaza. So I read one of his poems. I'm going to read a poem about him. He was killed in an Israeli airstrike. I don't want him to be forgotten. This is called Killing Poets. So now they're killing poets. Not that they are targeting poets, just that poets get in the way. Their words get in the way. Their consciousness gets in the way. Their outspokenness gets in the way. Underneath the poets there might be fighters. So it's best to strike where the poets are, where the words are, because after you have bombed and killed and maimed, what is left but their words? And the words that accuse you are best got rid of. The word on which hope is built. Hope for a society rebuilt from destruction. Hope for a prosperity that all can enjoy. Hope for a vision that is just and inclusive. Poets are the future, not that they're targeting poets. Why would anyone target poets? Poets are peaceful and talk in school. They only hide behind daffodils because daffodils do not drop bombs on poets. Those irksome, gnat-like, perfidious wordsmiths, who politicians only notice when they notice that they're poets, and needs silencing along with the subject matter of their verse. That's for Rafael Alera, who died in Gaza.
What's going on? I feel numb. Like I don't feel pain anymore. Just like an everyday occurrence. Become desensitized to it. Become numb. Numb to the endless scroll. I've become numb. Numb to all the virtue signaling for Palestine. I've become numb. Become numb to all the coolness. Not chasing coolness. Like, I need to get those new pair of trainers. Or kids are being slaughtered halfway across the world. I've become numb. I've become numb to being poor. I've become numb to being extinct. I've become numb to poverty. It seems like it's an everyday thing now. I've become numb. Numb to my emotions. Numb to my feelings. Just numb to everything. I shouldn't be numb. I should be feeling. Because I've escaped death too many times. But life keeps grinding me down. I don't want to be numb. But hey, become numb to capitalism. It's all me. I. It's all I hear. Never we. Never us. That's what capitalism makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think on the individual level, not in a collective sense. Become numb of all the political ping-ponging, milkshake schemes all in people's faces. This side's right, that side's right. They're all the same to me these days. So I don't really want to vote. Just become numb. Numb to everything. But I don't want to be anymore. I don't want to be. Cheers.
But I do want to say, I wrote this before the Northern Lights happened in the West Midlands. So I kind of manifested that for you, so you're welcome, basically. She said that my eyes mesmerise, like the aurora borealis lighting up the skies, that she gets lost gazing into them, their depths as great as the ocean, and in them she would happily dream. She said that she once kissed a girl and she liked it, that to her my lips were inviting, their carmine hue beguiling, and how she resists them she doesn't know. She said that we were only friends, hopes that this bond we created never ends, that she wouldn't risk losing me for a moment of stupidity, and that she knows these feelings are unrequited. She doesn't know that I feel the same, so that I join her at the line we're scared to cross, the one we tiptoe around too much, but always stumble back from. And for her, I take the lead. Thank you.